Hey guys, so I'm back with another video and this is going to be a continuation of our Netflix clone using .NET MAUI. Before continuing on this video, I would recommend you guys to check out all the previous parts. I'm going to drop the link of all previous parts in the description box, so please do check those out. So in our previous video, in our previous part, we worked on this custom tab implementation and we loaded these videos related to that movie that we are currently viewing, and in this video we are going to work on this more like this section, right? So for this section we are going to get the similar movies and TV shows from TMDB API, and then we'll display those in a grid like this. So we'll show those similar media like this. So let's get started. So first thing, we need to get the data from TMDB API. So for that, let's go to our TMDB service, and in TMDB service we have these TMDB URLs and we have this get similar URL, right? And it requires the movie ID and this type of media, whether it is movie or TV show. So for this, let's create a new method here. After this, we'll say public async task, and this is going to be same as this thing. So this is, or we can use the same approach, right? We just need to pass the URL. So let's copy this and paste it here. So it will be get similar async. Okay, and to get the URL we'll use the get similar, and this requires these two things. So let's add these as parameter and then use this. Yeah, let's use this thing. Okay, let's use this complete URL and we'll simply change this to let's move it to the next line so you can see it properly, and instead of get movie details we'll use get similar. So this is fine. Now let's stop it, and now we need to get this data. So if we go to details view model where we have this initialize async, we are getting the all the videos, trailer, teasers and details. So after this we'll have these similar movies. So let's say similar medias task, and then we'll use TMDB API, TMDB service dot get similar async with this same data, same parameters. And we are not awaiting it because we don't need its result right now, and now we should use it. Or okay, so we can try one thing. Let's move it out of this try catch because this is busy. This is being used to show the activity indicator on the main page, but if you look at our UI, so we don't need that more like this in the first screen. So user might not see that, or will not see that, of course, because user is going to see this trailer, all these details and all these trailers and more, and all these videos, not this one. To see this more like this section, user needs to click on it. So there is no point of holding this is busy for this thing. So what we'll do, we'll simply trigger this request and we'll not await the result of this. Then we'll set this is busy, we'll do all these things which are required for the first visit, and then after this finally. Now we'll await for this similar medias. So you could have try catch also for this to handle the exceptions, but for now I'm just having it without those. So we'll await it, and now we should be good. Next we need to fill out this. So we'll have one more observable collection, and this is going to be of type media, and let's call it similar media. Fine. And here we'll check if we have the similar medias dot any. If we have some data, if this is not null and it had some records, then only we'll fill let's say media in similar medias, this variable, and then this is, let's rename it to just similar, this observable collection, and we'll add these medias to this. So this is fine. Okay. Okay, so we got this. Now we need to access this in our uh, page. So where we have this text more like this grid, and if you check this thing, I'm having these something grid like structure with 3 rows. So for this I am going to use flex layout with these 3 columns. So to divide it in equal 3 parts, we need to have the width of the screen. So for that, let's go to our details page, xaml.cs file, and let's have a property here, private property, private double underscore width, right? Or maybe, okay, let's, because we'll need to access that width property in our XAML page, so let's have that property here in our view model. So we'll say private int, and let's say similar item width, and we'll default it to 125. So the 3 becomes 375, and it should be an observable property. Okay, and now we need to fill the actual value to this. So for that, we'll come here details page.xaml.cs, and here we don't need this property now. We will override a method here, override on size allocated. So this is the method which has the current screen size and the size, basically height and width. So here we'll check if this width is greater than 0. That means we got this width. Then what we'll do, we'll access our view model dot that similar item width, and now this width variable, this parameter, actually this has the complete screen's width. We need to divide it by 3. So for that, let's do convert dot int 32 width divided by 3. So now we'll have 1/3 of the screen for one item. Fine. So I think the C# side code is done. Now we need to work on XAML. So let's start the app. Then we'll see the changes in real time. So the app is here. Let's open one of the movie. We have this. Let's come to more like this. And we are here. Now we'll design this. So first thing, we don't need this label. we need a flex layout here. So this flex layout, we are going to use bindable layout to add those items in this. So for that, let's have bindable layout dot item source. Let me move it here. And we'll get it from our binding, and it is going to be this similar. So now we have access to this. Now we'll show the item template for this. This is going to be same data template, and the type of this is going to be the media object. So data type, our media object is in models. So let's add a namespace for this. Let's copy one of this. Okay, we'll name it models only. Models. And then data type, this is going to be model of this media. Fine. Now if you check the actual design, it has this slightly rounded corners. So to get these rounded corners, we are going to use a border again inside this. So let's have a border, and on this border, first thing we need to set the stroke shape to round rectangle with 4, and background color of course black. Then we don't need the border around this, so stroke thickness 0, and then height and width. So okay, first thing, let's add a label so that we can see something is happening here. Anything. If we check, okay, we got this data. 1 2 1 2 1 2. That means this is working. We got the similar item, but text is 1 2 3. That's why it is. Or let's try to have from this media, we can have display title, right? Let's see how it looks. And we have this data, but it is in single line only, but we need to break it to the next line whenever it hits the wall of the screen. So for that, on flex layout, we will use wrap property to wrap. So it breaks to the next line. Fine. Now next thing is on this border, let's set height and width for each item. So first thing, height we can set, let's say 120, but in order to get to width, this width is going to be, this is the width of single item. So this is going to be our similar item width from our view model, right? So, but here for this data template, the binding context is this thing similar. So we need to move forward in upward direction and to get the this page's view model. So for that, we'll use binding. Then we'll use a relative source, max relative source, and then we'll use ancestor type, and this is going to be X type, and then this will be our view models details view model, this one. So we are here now, and the property we need, that is similar item width. Fine, this is okay. Now let's change this background color to red so that we can see something. Okay, fine. We have this thing. Next thing, let's use the space justify content property on this flex layout. So let's use this space between. We have these two items, but it should have three items because we are using, we come here, we are using direct divide by 3, but it has some border and all these. So we need to give some breathing space for this. So let's minus 3 from it so that it can get at least the borders from these. So let's save it and rerun. The app is here. Let's see. More like this. And yes, now we have these items. So let's go back to our XAML. And here on this border, we need to have some margin from bottom as well. Right? So on this border, after width request, let's have a margin 0 from left, 0 from top, 0 from right, and let's say 5 from bottom. Fine. Okay, we have this thing. Now after this, we need to set the image. Instead of this title, we need to set image. So instead of this label, we'll use an image here. And the source is going to be that URI image source. And this will get from the binding thumbnail small. And we got this. Let's set the aspect ratio to, if we'll use fit, it will kind of stretch out, right? Aspect fit. Let's use fill so that it takes this complete space. And now let's increase the height a bit. It is 120. Let's use something like 135. And it looks good now. Yeah, it looks good. So we have these trailers and more. We have this more like this section. Okay, so I guess this is fine now. This is working. Now let's change this red color to black again. Now next thing we need to do, when we click any of this movie, it should navigate to the same page with this new movie, because we want to see the details of this particular movie on which we are clicking, right? So for this, let's have and come a command on this view model. So let's say private async task, and let's say change to this media, something like this. And which media? This media. And this is going to be a relay command. And to this, we need to navigate to the same page so we can get it from our movie info box. This thing, let's copy this. Details page, let's have it in this. Okay, so we are setting this parameter to new dictionary string object, type of media and the value media, and then we are navigating to this page again, right? Now let's use this, rebuild and apply changes. Use this command in our XAML. So select food media. List details page is ambiguous. Oh, for this details page, did I No, it created the details page. Yes. Fine, we were here on this details page and I have to add this using, right? Okay, let's run it. App is here. Let's see this time if it works. Guardians of the Galaxy. We have this, more like this, Demon Knight, and we got this, Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight. Fine, let's go to more like this, Young Guns Second. There are no videos found. Okay, this functionality is also working. We could not find any video for this, but it navigated to this thing. So trailers and more will not have anything. And more like this is going to have the data. Broken Arrow, let's go to this. This also does not have any video. Let's try some more. Mortal Kombat. This also does not have any video. Is the functionality working? The cave, no videos. Anaconda, and we have videos. That means functionality is working. There were no videos found for those movies, right? So this is working. More like this. So all functionality, and we can play the trailer. Something down. All functionalities are working, so that's pretty much all for this tutorial series. So please like this video, share this video, subscribe my channel, and the next I'm going to share you a video series for a blog app, full stack blog using Blazor server. Till then, bye bye.